Why I chose EXP over Keller Williams? Here is what you need to consider. If you live in a place where there's still a lot of traditional brokerages, then you're also a lot like where I am, Greater Cincinnati. I sell Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana, and I really do love it here. So you might be thinking about switching to either upgrade, or maybe you have a technology shortfall or a leadership issue. I have no idea, but I'm really jazzed that you found this to watch. I moved on from 10 very successful years at Keller Williams to go to EXP, and I'm finally ready to talk about it. This video is going to explain the differences between EXP and Keller Williams. I'm Sarah Miras. I go by Show Up, Be Real on social media. I've been with EXP for 3 years now, but I got my license back in 2001 with Coldwell Banker, so yeah, I've been in it for a minute. I'm also a third generation realtor, so I know all about the local mom and pops to the franchises, and now, hello, cloud-based brokerage. Long story short, really more like a long story short, I started looking for an option outside of KW when I was looking to add a fourth state to my roster down in Florida. So I trusted my really good friend and colleague that I had a lot of respect for. She had just kind of casually asked me about EXP, and I said, okay, let's listen. We went on a walk. I was then curious enough to take another meeting. And then within the first 5 minutes of that, a light bulb came on in my head. I could not shut it off. And from there, even though it took me several months to make the leap, I made the move. I've now been here for 3 years. I've been Icon Agent every one of those 3 years. I'm ready to tell the story and to tell it big. I am here to warn you, I'm going to be talking about numbers, so I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible. And if you want to really talk about numbers, then let's get on a call. We'll figure it out. I do know that when you're killing it, you're just killing it, but you might not be paying attention to all the money that you might be leaving on the table. So everyone at EXP has an 80-20 split, meaning 80% for you, 20% back to the brokerage with a $16,000 cap. After that, you keep 100% of your commission. So what happens to that 16 grand? Half of it goes back and it runs the brokerage, and then the other half is incentive. It's given to the agents, the ones that sponsor all of us in. So everybody at EXP around you is incentivized. When you win, they win. So they want you to win more. The split at KW is usually 70-30, but not always, meaning you can negotiate. At least that's how it was when I was there. So if you're newer, you might have a lesser split, like 60-40, and you might be paying for something like productivity coaching for a certain number of deals. Or if you're already seasoned, you know what you're doing, you already have production, maybe you can negotiate a more generous split. I mean, I don't know. It's the EXP 80-20 everyone. So I am here also, I want to say really quick, because both brokerages are good. Actually, they're not even good. They're great. And you can succeed in either one. I absolutely love my Keller Williams people. I miss them every day, but guess what? I can call them, I can text them, and I do get to be lucky. I get to work with them still. But when it comes down to it, you guys, math is math. It's black and white. It's 80-20 EXP, 70-30 Keller Williams. It's just not as competitive. On top of this, Keller Williams has a higher cap amount, and this may depend on the market center that you are around, but for me, it was anywhere between $21,000 and $24,000. With EXP, it's consistent, and I really am loving that word. It's a $16,000 cap, meaning once you pay, you stop paying, after $16,000, you stop paying that 20%, and you get 100% of your commission for the remainder of the year. KW is higher. It's just not competitive. And most of us, I mean, my goal is to become financially independent. So paying less gets me there faster. Now I want to talk about a little bit of an elephant in the room about EXP, which is revenue share, because this usually, like, I don't know if people hate on it or if it's just because it's hard for people to understand. So I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible. Because even when I went to KW from Coldwell Banker in 2012, they had profit share, and I had no clue what that meant. To make it really super duper simple, revenue share kicks profit share's ass. Kind of like when the iPhone came in and like eliminated the BlackBerry, right? So you guys, there's people at EXP who make huge, big money per month at revenue share. And I don't care how big your team is, how many people you've attracted at Keller Williams, there's nobody making the kind of profit share as rev share. But think about it this way. Profit share comes when there is a profit, but you got to pay a bunch of bills before you have a profit. There's multiple levers of ownership. There's the brick and mortar location, there's utility, there's staffing, there's rent, all of that. EXP, you guys, we're a cloud-based brokerage and we're organized as hell. So revenue share has nothing to do with profit. And if you're worried about leaving your profit share at Keller Williams, I heard story after story about people who did make the leap and they made that same amount of money in rev share in less than a year that it took them multiple years to make at KW. You guys, it's 2025. Do you feel it? The market is shifting. The franchise brokerages, they're just starting to feel it so much more. It's not as easy as it was. And like EXP, a cloud-based brokerage, it's like Amazon to a Macy's. So even smaller mom and pops, they're realigning with EXP. They're bringing their entire crew. Their culture remains the same. Their branding remains the same. The thing that changes is they now have additional resources. So training, no longer are they organizing that. There are 60 plus hours of live training every week. Plus they can get rid of a bunch of their financial obligations overall. It's just making sense. And revenue share might sound complicated, but it's not scary. It's actually exhilarating. It's the same dollar in, same dollar, just distributed differently. And now EXP just unveiled their 2.0 version of RevShare, which makes it even easier for agents to participate in that. They're agile. You know what's harder to change is a model that relies on paying a bunch of bills before they can share a penny, especially once the smart agents, the ones who have already come over in droves, they understand the difference between profit share and revenue share. So if you are a top producer, that's a blast from the past, right? I remember that. There's something called the Icon program. How do you become an icon, Sarah? Well, once you meet your company cap of $16,000 and you start making that 100% of commission and you close an additional 20 transactions, then you qualify, you become an icon and you qualify to earn that entire cap amount back, that $16,000 in the form of EXP stock. So essentially, that's like thinking EXP as a 100% commission brokerage. And that's what happened to me. I hit Icon my first year, my second year, my third year. Great, wonderful. Now I have that extra stock just sitting there in the bank. Multiply 16,000 by 3 years. Not too shabby at all. And, don't forget that people hire you for you. They're not hiring you because you work for a specific brokerage. You are your own brand. That was terrifying for me when I made the first change from Coldwell to Keller, but it's true. It's true. If you want to text or reach out to me at all, let's set up a call. The link is going to be below. There are some videos to watch, but let's talk. I want to make sure you're making the right decision. It may be that you're at a regular brokerage and you want to go to Keller. It may be you're at Keller and you really want to know about EXP. I'm here. I have a great ear for listening. And guess what? I will definitely be real.